So we are done with our input sessions for this orientation. We will now proceed to the answering of frequently asked questions. So let's start with the first question.
Number 1 question po natin. How to determine and choose between the two classroom observation for teachers? Ayan. Sige po. This is our response to this question. First consideration ay the scheduling options for classroom observation shall be agreed upon by the teacher and the rater or the observer. Okay, the second one is that yan. Determining which among option is feasible shall be the discretion of the teacher and the observer, taking into account factors such as class schedule, number of teachers to be observed, and other relevant considerations. So meaning, at the end of the day, it's up to you. Considering lang po no, yung mga factors that may affect po yung inyo pong scheduled classroom observation. Kasi naman kung malaking eskwelahan po, yung frequency, no, pwede po yun. Consideration din po yun. Tapos depende po sa number of mag-observe din. Tapos, isang consideration din po ninyo is that as you take note po no, sa option 2, since 8 po yun, medyo maganda po siya kasi 4 lang po kailangan nyo pong ma-hit na indicators in that classroom observation. Pero sa iba din po, ang gusto po nila, sige, isang classroom observation na lang. However, kindly take note na yung 1 full period po, or 1 entire session, class period, kailangan nyo pong ma-hit yung 8 indicators. So medyo it will require rigorous lesson planning. And at the same time din po ay consideration also with your class schedule. Kung may 40 minutes ka lang or 60 minutes, yun po yung kailangan pong pag-isipan. Ano po? So that's question number 1. Now, let's move to question number 2. Ito yung mga frequently asked. Given that there are options 1 and 2 for the classroom observation, what will happen if the teacher does not meet the required COI? Ito po yung sinasabi ko kanina. So, halimbawa, 8 po yung ano po ninyo. So, ganito po ang mangyayari. Ayan. So, I think nabanggit po ito ni Liz kanina kung nakikinig po tayo. So, teacher rating, halimbawa, 8 po. Option 1, option 2 po ang pinili niya. 8 indicator. So for example, yung lowest rating in the classroom observation is 3, while the lowest rating would mean not observe or not met indicators in the classroom. Kung hindi niya po ma-meet yung 8, he or she will get 3 sa observation na yun, and for highly proficient, 4. So she will get na po sa efficiency. Tama ba, Liz? Sa efficiency? Yes. Sa efficiency. Pero the quality naman, okay. Sorry, quality and efficiency. Both po. So, 3, you will get lowest score. Yun lang yung something you need to look for if you decide to go for option 2. But again, you have option 1 and 2. So, you just need to weigh things. And yun na po, kailangan nyo lang ng intensive planning or rigorous planning how to do on your lesson. Kung ano po yung ipapa-observe nyo pong klase. Okay? Clear? Thumbs up naman po tayo dyan. Next po. Ayan. The effectivity of guidelines starting 4th quarter. Ito, may nare-receive na rin po kami sa link, no, na ganito yung mga tanong. Can a teacher show MOVs? Halimbawa, minutes of consultative meeting with stakeholders conducted in the previous quarter. Maganda pong tanong ito. Let's categorize. No? For classroom observable indicators, classroom observation shall be conducted in the 4th quarter. So, kung meron po kayong classroom observation na ginawa ng 3rd quarter or ng 2nd quarter, hindi po ninyo yun magagamit for the PMES. Okay? So, meaning, magpapa-observe lang po kayo starting next week for purposes of performance. Pero kung in-observe po kayo previously, iba po yung purpose na siniserve po ng observation na not for PMES. Clear? Pero, kung for the NCOIs, yung mga non-classroom observable, any MOVs produced prior the issuance of this DM17 can be used as long as relevant po yung MOVs, acceptable, and valid. Okay po? So, to answer the question, for COIs, gagamitin lang po, mag-start lang po siya, at ang valid lang po na gamitin as MOV ay ang classroom observation done after next week. Okay? And for NCOIs, any of the MOVs across the 4 quarters. So, simula even quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, or quarter 4. Accept po natin yan as long as, again, relevant, valid, and accepted within the MOVs provided po as I discussed earlier. Okay? Clear po yun? Clear. Next. What are the acceptable MOVs for teachers who transferred from one school to another? Halimbawa, mid-year, no? Who validates their MOVs? Marami po kasing ganitong situation. Halimbawa, si Teacher A galing sa Pulang Lupa National High School. Tapos lumipat po siya ng mga September to halimbawa Cavite National High School due to family reason or etc. So paano po yun? Okay, so again, the acceptable MOVs are contained in figure 7 and 8 of DM70. So you need to be familiar, you need to familiarize yourselves for that MOVs, which I discussed din naman po kanina. So the assigned rater of the current school, meaning yung accepting, no, yung in my example is Cavite National High School, galing siya sa Pulang Lupa, let's say. The assigned rater of that current school shall validate the MOVs presented for purposes of evaluation. So i-accept niya. I-accept ni rater sa Cavite National High School yung mga dalang MOVs ni teacher even from Pulang Lupa National High School. And then approval signatures from the previous rater shall not be required. So especially for NCOIs ito. Kasi yung COIs, yun, mag-start pa lang naman siya next week. So by the time, nakalipat na po siya, no? So nasa Cavite National High School siya. So this question pertains to NCOIs, MOPs. Tama, Miss Liz? Okay, so para klaro tayo doon. Pero yung COIs, definitely, kung nasa na siyang school. Okay? Sige po. Next. Yan. Should we submit physical or digital copies of MOVs? Are there specific formats we should follow? Again, submission of portfolio is not and shall not be required. Ipipresent po ni teacher kay rater, doon siya magre-rate. Kasi since may repository na si teacher na kanya po, no? So, kailangan niya pong i-present. So, available MOVs shall be presented. And then, ibabalik na rin po agad ni rater once ma-ratean niya po. So, meaning, the question is, yes, you may present both or either physical or digital documents depending on your region and how you would like your repository to be. Kung ang mas ano po kayo, gusto niyo nasa Google Drive kasi ayaw niyo na ng mga folder kasi just in case may mabasa, magkaroon ng wag naman ng circumstances be under control. Ayan. At least kung digital copy, you have, pwedeng nasa cloud, pwedeng nasa Google Drive, and so on and so forth. So, yun po ang inyong option. Physical or digital, but then again, portfolio shall not be required. Okay? They should present to the rater come rating period. Okay, next. Ayan, so I have newly hired teacher assigned in school just this January 2025. Shall be they required to submit IPCRF for this school year? The answer is yes. According to CSCMC 6, personnel who have already met the required minimum rating period of 90 days in their current position shall be required to accomplish and submit IPCRF. And just in time, kasi next week pa naman mag-start yung COI. So, obligado rin po talaga siya. Paano misas yung mga, parating pa lang next week? Mga question na gano'n. Kung hindi niya po na-meet yung 90 days, then, hindi po siya required to submit IPCR. Okay? Next question, just in case po, meron pa po kayong tanong, nahiya po kayong mag-chat, pwede niyo pong screenshot yung QR code in the screen so that you can log in into the Q&A session for this orientation. So, we picked 3 out of the 28. So, makinig po kayo, and this question came from SDO Sultan Kudarat. Okay, ang sabi niya, does the reduction from 4 to 1 or 2 full period classroom observation apply to the following school years, meaning there will be 1 or 2 full period classroom observation for the next school year? Yun yung tanong niya. So, ma'am, permanent na ba yung 1 or 2? Ayan. Malalaman po natin sa tamang panahon. Joke lang. Our response is that the reduction of the required classroom observations from 4 to 1 shall only be applicable for this school year. So, yung next school year, there will be a separate guidelines for the next 3-year cycle of the PMS for teachers. So, abangan po natin mga kasama, ha? So, for now, ito pong 1 or 2, medyo ma-advance si sir mag-isip. So, yung 1 or 2 full period observations is only applicable for this school year. And then, separate guidelines po ang for next school year. Okay, so that's the first question. Ito medyo mahaba-haba ito. Okay, ito ay para sa ating mga kasama na babae. Okay. So, good morning po. Paano po ang gagawin sa teacher na naka-maternity leave for this fourth quarter, since fourth quarter po yung CO? Okay, Section 56 of DO 15 states that employees who are on leave of absence shall accomplish their performance rating prior their leave. Okay, so meaning, anong implication nun? Yung NCOIs, however, if the teacher filed the maternity leave during the period of suspension or prior the issuance of guidelines, we will no longer require them to be rated. Okay? So, for purposes of promotion while on maternity leave, yung atin pong DepEd MSP, ayan, states that an official or an employee who's on official leave of absence for reasons such as maternity leave, local or foreign scholarship, training grant, or other CSE authorized leaves may apply for promotion. Pwede naman po. In such cases, a performance rating of at least BS in the last rating period covering 1 year, which is previous year, prior to the leave of absence, shall be required. If promoted, the effectivity of the promotion shall only take effect upon assumption to duty after the scholarship or the leave incurred by the employee. Meaning, ayan, so dapat po, kung na-file po kasi yung maternity leave prior the issuance of this, the leave of the suspension, then hindi na siya i-require. So, for the fourth quarter po, ayan, pwede na po magamit yung prior years na atin na kanila pong rating. So yun, that's based on CSE rules din naman. Okay. Next naman po, taga saan si Sir Romeo? Ayan, wala pong dineclare. So may question po siya. Ang pag-rate po ba ng non-classroom observation indicators is during post-con? Or the rater can schedule separate date basta not during the end of year? Kasi po, ang instruction po dapat promptly ang pag-rate sa NCOI. O nga naman. Sige po. So, ang sagot po natin dito is that NCOI assessment can be done during the post-conference or the ratee and the ratee may agree on the schedule of NCOI assessment anytime within the fourth quarter. So, para po masagot yung tanong po ninyo is, again, yung question, ang sagot po ay yes, pwedeng sa post-con, and yes, pwede rin po that the ratee and the rater mag-agree sila anytime, even not just after post-con. Okay? But kindly take note that the NCOI MOVs ay accumulated MOVs with across first quarter up to fourth quarter. Okay? In-explain ko po yung kanina. So, ang classroom observation indicators lang po ang strictly mag-start ang validity and mag-commence next week. Pero yung mga MOVs prior, for purposes of non-classroom observable, pwede po yan accumulated over time nung simula first quarter hanggang fourth quarter. Any additional? Wala. Okay. So, yun yung mga na-pick up po namin. Kasi yung iba pong mga na-receive po namin ay nasagot na po sa presentation. But for purposes of, gusto niyo pong malaman, yung lahat po nag-encode doon sa ating pong online link for questions, sasagutin din naman po ng team namin yung responses dito. Kung gusto niyo pong balikan, just to have a concrete response on your questions, pwede niyo po ulit i-view yung link, makikita niyo po yung sagot ng team. Ano po? Okay. I think that will be all for now. Ayan. So, ngayon naman po, ayan, flash on the screen and also as provided here by my colleagues po, no? So, yung sharing of resources, ako na ba ito, Joyka? Ayan, sige, diretsuhin ko na. Just in case na-miss nyo po or habang nagsisession po ako, ay kayo pinatawag o may ginagawa, don't worry. Pwede nyo pong paulit-ulit na panoorin ito pong orientation natin because ipipost po namin yung recording sa DepEd FB page at saka po sa DepEd LMS. So, pwede nyo po yan i-access. We will be issuing also materials, yung presentation slides po that we shared here through a memorandum, including yung mga frequently asked questions po para just in case, andun po yung mga tanong ninyo, agam-agam, at kung ano-ano pa po, pwede po kayo mag-refer po sa ating FAQs. Okay, we hope that we were able to initially respond to some of the questions that you may probably have the same questions, but nonetheless po, we are very much willing to respond po to mga questions po ninyo. Just log in po lang doon sa link na posted kanina. Maybe we can flash it again. Ayan, so bigyan po natin ng time. Kindly capture po the link So, screenshot nyo po. Ayan.